For years, I believed the world was against me, that bad luck followed me, that opportunities never knocked on my door, that other people had something I didn't. A lie. The more painful truth was this: I was my own worst enemy. Every morning I woke up, I had already planned my failure for the day. And the worst part? I didn't even realize it. Have you ever wondered why you always find the perfect excuse just when you're about to do something important? Why your mind only gets creative when it's justifying why you can't, you shouldn't, or it's not the right time? That's not a coincidence. It's sabotage. And you are the saboteur. Let me tell you something that broke me inside. 5 years ago, I had a whole plan to change my life. Everything. The business I was going to start, the course I was going to take, the calls I was going to make, the people I was going to contact. I had the energy, I had the vision, I had the plan. Do you know what I did? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And it wasn't because I couldn't. It was because my own mind convinced me it was better to wait. That I needed to be more prepared. That the perfect moment would come. The perfect moment never came. Because it doesn't exist. But my sabotaging mind sold me the illusion that it did. It made me believe it was prudence when it was actually cowardice. It made me think it was responsibility when it was really fear. It convinced me that procrastinating was smart when all I was doing was killing my dreams with my own hands. And you know what's the most twisted part of all this? I felt good about myself. Because I had reasons. I had perfect justifications. My mind would pat me on the back and say, "Well done, you're responsible, you're realistic, you're mature." Meanwhile, something inside me was dying a little every day. You sabotage yourself every day. And you do it in ways so subtle you don't even notice. You do it when you choose to sleep 5 more minutes instead of getting up to exercise. You do it when you scroll through social media instead of working on your project. You do it when you say, "I'll start tomorrow" for the 100th time. You do it when you choose the easy conversation instead of the difficult one you need to have. Every small decision you make against your own growth is an act of sabotage. Every time you choose what's comfortable over what's necessary. Every time you choose the known over the unknown. Every time you choose the excuse over the action. And the most painful part is that you do it with a smile. You sabotage yourself and feel good about it because you found a logical reason. "I don't have time," you say. A lie. You have time for Netflix, for social media, for complaining, for gossip, but not for your growth. "I don't have money," you say. But you have money for everything that doesn't bring you closer to your goals. "It's not the right time," you say. When is it going to be the right time? When you're 60? When you can't do anything anymore? The truth is this: you sabotage yourself because you are afraid. Afraid of failure? Yes. But even more afraid of success. Because success requires you to change. And changing means letting go of who you are now. It means shedding the comfortable version of yourself. It means taking full responsibility for your life. And that is terrifying. It's easier to sabotage yourself. It's easier to remain the victim of your circumstances. It's easier to blame time, money, luck, other people. Because that way, you don't have to face the hardest truth of all, that your life is in your hands. And if it's not where you want it to be, it's because you haven't done what's necessary to change it. I remember the day I realized this. I was looking at a friend who had started his business on the same day I was supposed to start mine. 5 years later, he had built something solid. He had a team. He had clients. He had freedom. And I was still in the same place, with the same excuses, waiting for the perfect moment. That day, it hurt so much I couldn't sleep. Not out of envy, out of shame. Because I realized that the only difference between him and me wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It wasn't connections. It was that he took action, and I sabotaged myself. Day after day, decision after decision, he chose to grow, and I chose excuses. You sabotage yourself every day, but you can choose to stop. Right now. In this moment. But to do that, you need to do something very difficult. You need to look in the mirror and admit that you have been your own enemy, that every time you didn't move forward, every time you didn't grow, every time you didn't change, it was because you chose not to. If this message is hitting home, subscribe and leave a like. It's time to wake up. Let's continue. It's not easy to accept this. Your ego will fight back. It will try to convince you that I'm wrong. It will search for all the reasons why your situation is different, why your excuses are valid, why you truly haven't had opportunities. But deep down, deep down, you know I'm right. You know there were times you had the chance to take the step and you didn't. You know there were times you had the information, the resources, the energy, and you still chose to put it off. You know your mind is an expert at finding reasons not to do what you know you must do. Sabotage isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's very subtle. It's that inner conversation that tells you you're not good enough. It's that voice that reminds you of all your past failures just as you're about to try something new. It's that feeling of, why even try if it's just going to go wrong anyway? Your sabotaging mind is very smart. It knows exactly which buttons to push to paralyze you. It knows which fears to activate to keep you still. It knows which memories to bring up to make you doubt yourself. And it does this because its job is to keep you safe. And to your mind, safe means the same. No changes, no risks, no growth. But here's the problem. What your mind considers safe, your soul considers a slow death. That's why you feel empty. That's why you feel stuck. That's why something inside you is screaming for more, begging for growth, for real life. Sabotage also comes disguised as perfectionism. I can't start until I have everything perfect. I can't publish this until it's flawless. I can't make that call until I know exactly what to say. Lies. Perfectionism is procrastination disguised as excellence, or it comes disguised as comparison. So-and-so is already doing it better than me. There's too much competition. It's too late to start. As if success were a limited resource. As if someone else's triumph meant you couldn't triumph. Or it comes disguised as false humility. Who am I to do this? I'm not special. There are people more qualified than me. As if you needed permission from the universe to live your life to the fullest. These are all sabotage mechanisms. And they all have the same purpose, to keep you small, to keep you the same, to keep you safe in your zone of mediocrity. But enough is enough. It's time for you to recognize that you've been sabotaging yourself and that you have the power to stop. It's time for you to realize that every day that passes without you doing what you know you must do is a day lost forever. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Stopping the sabotage isn't easy. Your mind will resist. It will scream. It will bring up all the fears, all the doubts, all the reasons why you shouldn't change. But for the first time in your life, you're not going to listen to it. For the first time in your life, you are going to act despite the fear. You are going to move despite the uncertainty. You are going to create despite the imperfection. You are going to try despite the possibility of failure, because you have understood something fundamental. The greatest failure isn't trying and failing. The greatest failure is never trying at all. It's reaching the end of your life and realizing you were never truly yourself, that you never developed your potential, that you never knew what you were capable of because you always sabotaged yourself before you could find out. The life you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. It's on the other side of your excuses. It's on the other side of your fears. It's on the other side of your internal sabotage. But to get there, you first have to cross. And crossing means acting when you don't feel like it. It means getting up when you want to stay in bed. It means making the call when you're scared. It means starting even when you're not ready. Because you will never be ready. Perfect preparation doesn't exist. The perfect moment doesn't exist. Ideal conditions don't exist. The only thing that exists is this moment. And in this moment, you can choose to keep sabotaging yourself, or you can choose to start building the life you truly want. Your future is built with the decisions you make today, with the small actions you choose to take or not to take, with the small acts of sabotage you allow or that you stop. Your life tomorrow is the result of what you do now. So I ask you, are you going to continue being your own enemy? Are you going to keep finding reasons not to grow, not to advance, not to change? Are you going to keep postponing your life until it's too late? Or are you going to get up right now and make that call you've been avoiding? Are you going to write that first page you've been putting off? Are you going to have that difficult conversation you've been dodging? Are you going to take that first step you've been sabotaging? Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you have more time, more money, more preparation. Now. Because now is all you have. Now is all that exists. And if you don't act now, your sabotaging mind will find a new excuse, a new reason to wait, a new way to keep you small. But you are not that person anymore. You are not the person who sabotages themselves. You are not the person who chooses excuses over action. You are the person who acts despite the fear. You are the person who grows despite the discomfort. You are the person who builds their life instead of destroying it. Because you have understood the most powerful truth of all, that your worst enemy was never outside. It was inside. And now that you know, you can defeat it. Now that you recognize it, you can change it. Now that you accept it, you can overcome it. Your life is waiting. Your dreams are waiting. Your potential is waiting. But they won't wait forever. Every day that passes is a day that never comes back. Every opportunity you let slip is an opportunity gone forever. Today, you can decide. No one else will do it for you. No one else can do it for you. You are the only one who can stop sabotaging yourself. You are the only one who can choose to grow. You are the only one who can build the life you truly want. Are you going to continue being your own saboteur, or are you going to become your own savior? The choice is yours. And it is now.